check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
How's it going, guys? Electron, man. Well, I'm back on this GE base, and kind of been going through and troubleshooting and testing it, and so far it's tested really good. Couple things. I did notice a little bit of ripple on the AC power supply side. I was getting a little bit of hum. Just kind of got to pushing around here, and I pushed on this main filter cap on the 12-volt power supply, and lo and behold, it had it was I don't know, it was kind of a cold joint. I was almost kind of cracked around it. Anyway, it's just a bad solder joint on that. Soldered that, and she's as stable as can be. I was just checking the voltages on it, and right now she is putting out, I gotta turn it on. What was she putting out? She's putting out 13.76 volts, which it's probably what they said it at factory, which 13.76 is a good place to be. I mean, you know, on these bases like this with these built-in power supplies, I mean, the board itself, it could probably take 16, maybe even 18 volts, the actual CB part, chassis of it. But I mean, you know, they're designed for cars, you know, with 12 volts, and you know, car charging systems get up to 15 volts at times, so they're pretty hardy. That, I mean, definitely could take 16 volts. But anyway, getting back to what I was going to say here is that that I could actually turn this power supply up to about 15 volts, you know, 14 and a half, 15 volts, and actually get maybe 1 or 2, maybe even 3 more watts out of the base. But the only problem with that is I've seen in the past is you tend to burn up other components in the radio when you do that, because yeah, it can take it, but you're adding 3 extra watts of output power that it just doesn't have the heat sinking in here especially on the finals, to support that kind of output. And what you'll end up doing is you'll have a hot radio, but then, you know, if you get the chatter jawing on it too much and, you know, key it down for 4 or 5 minutes, you're going to a good chance you're going to overheat the final and burn it up. So long story short is I think 13.75 is where we're going to leave it at. I'm not trying to cheat watts and overstress the rest of the unit. So far, what I can tell, this is absolute virgin unit, never been in before, which is awesome, and it's super clean. I mean, a couple of interesting things too here is this is a monolithic. You know, it looks like it's got 2 crystals here, you know, the mixing crystals, but actually I got to looking at this, and you're mixing crystals here, but this is on the first IS stage, and that's a monolithic crystal is what that is. Basically, it's a filter crystal, and it's on the first IS, so the sensitivity on this radio, or this little base, should be really, really good. You don't see that on many radios. You sure don't see it on a Unity chassis. I still like to find out what kind of chassis this is, but anyway, just a nice feature. I guarantee this is going to be a good talking radio. It's going to have some really good ears on it, too. We'll get her all lined up and taken care of. I'm trying to think what we need to do next. I got a microphone wired up to it. She's I've already tested her. Everything works perfectly fine. I can tell it's totally stock right now. It's dead keying right at 4 watts, swinging about 6, which is what you'd expect out of a bone stock radio. We're going to go get in here, and modulation about 80%. So we definitely can make this radio sound good without damaging it and without making it a splatter box. So I don't know which way you guys want me to go about this. I get feedback all the time. Sorry guys, it decided to start pouring rain here. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to stop the video and let the rain stop, and I'll come back when the rain stops. Okay, the rain's calmed down now. Getting back to what I was going to say is that I get feedback, well, you're not detailed enough on what you're doing, and I can't see what you turned. And so usually I show the meters, and as I'm tuning them what the meters do, this time I'm going to go ahead and stick within the cabinet, and you'll just have to take my word on the meters. That's the best way I can do this. But anyway, like I said, she's dead keying about 4 right now. Swinging about 6 at about 80% modulation. So the first thing I'm going to do, the way I do this, and I mean, you could probably do it either way, but my mentality is the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the output power. And it's the 3 loading coils back here by the finals. And basically what I'm going to do is just do a dead key tune, and I'll tune each one of the coils until I get the maximum output. I might bring it down a little bit if it looks like it's a little hot. Again, you don't want to put too much heat through this little heat sink that it's got in here and end up popping a final. So first thing we're going to do is we're just going to adjust these loading coils, which you got 1, 2, 3 loading coils here. saying I've got an adjustment tool here. And so anyway, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just dead key it. And we'll just go into the first loading coil here. And we're just going to slowly turn it until we get the maximum output. It's about the best you can do right there. Not really seeing any real change in turning that one, so I'm just going to leave it where it was at. And go to this final one here. With that tuning right there, I got it to where it's dead keying about 6 watts now. Now I'll go back to the first one. Yeah, about 6, almost 7 watts now. I'll go ahead and retune these again. It's about the best we're going to do right there is about 7 watts. So I gained about 2.5, maybe 3 watts. Already much better. Swinging about 14 watts now. Dead keying about 6, swinging 14. Now, if depending on how you want this tune, I'm assuming this is going to be a standby bass radio. That's the way I'd set it now. If you're wanting to run it into a little heater, I probably would back that off and back the dead key off and get it down to where it's dead keying like 2, swinging like 12 or 14. But since I don't going to have a standalone radio, we're going to make her put the most out we can. And then the last simple adjustment is I already know that RV2 here is my modulation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to generate a tone, a 1 kilohertz tone, and I'm going to look at my modulation, which is very, very clean right now, just so you know. And we'll see if we can crank her up any without messing with her wave. Yeah, and that is maximum right there, which is showing like 120%. I'm just on the bitter edge. Turn her down slightly. Beautiful. Solid 16 watt radio now. Dead key in 6. Swinging 16. Great little bass. I bet you she sounds great. Oh, let me turn off my tone generator here now. And that's basically my tune. I'm not into cutting diodes. I'm not into adding extra circuits. Like I said, I like to keep my radios stock. So you just get the most I can out of them. And I pretty much push this to where you want to go. You don't want to go much further than that. In fact, I could probably even drop the dead key down a little bit. And yeah, she's not heating up too bad. I think we'll leave where she's at. Go ahead and sort it out here, clean it up a little bit, and put the cover on it, and we'll come back and we'll see the final product here. Hopefully you like this way. Just a different way of doing it. A lot of times I show you the meters, and you can watch the power meter go up and down, and you can see the oscilloscope and watch my my modulation, but I kind of did it the backwards way, which I will show you once I get it back together. Anyway, I'll be back. Well, guys, check her out. All cleaned up. Cleaned up really, really nice. Everything functions as perfectly as it should. Take the squelch down. A&L works perfect. Cleaned all the switches. Receive is awesome hot. In fact, it's one of the better receives I've seen. Went all the way down to negative 110 to 2 microvolts, and it's still in there. So definitely a nice little radio. Very impressed. I guarantee you this radio will sound better than most of your new ones out there. Right on the money on frequency. Modulation light works. All the LEDs work on it. Yeah, we got her running hot. I might have should have brought it down to about 4 watts, but I don't know. I just felt like this would be a good little old bass for somebody that just wants to run barefoot and have a little fun. Hell audio. And okay, let's go ahead and kind of show you all the particulars on it. See if I can get this guy up here to where you can see on the 100 watt scale, which is the middle meter, so we're dead keying 6 watts. Audio. Solid 15 watts. Hello. Mind you, this is with an old junker mic that I dug out of my bin here. I put a D104 on this and it really talked, but definitely walking the dog. About 120% on modulation, and then frequency wise, 27150. I've got it on channel 16. 2715490, so it's 0.001 kilohertz off. I'm not going to touch that. That's perfect. And then we'll go ahead and generate a 1 kilohertz tone. You can see the modulation on it. Look at that nice, pretty sine wave there. See, I just got her barely at the top of those peaks. Just you can tell she's just right at the edge. Can't go any louder than that. You'll start splattering and sounding bad. Hello. And then I guess the last test, turn that off, is go ahead and whoa. Hello audio. Hello audio. Hello audio. 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. That sounds like one fine sounding radio there. Hello audio. Hello audio. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello audio. Sounds good to me. Nice and crisp. Nice and crisp. And there's what she sounds like after we're all done with her. Well, guys, that's another one done. That was an easy one. One cap that could use a resoldering. That'd take a little hum out of the internal power supply. Wired a mic up to it. Cleaned her all up. Aligned her. And she's ready to go in service. This would make somebody a great little, if they want to just kind of get into the hobby and check it out, this is a perfect radio for them. You could definitely shoot a little skip on the upper, of course it's not sideband, but you know, channel 6 and like 36 or 38. Of course, those are usually sideband, but you can definitely shoot a little skip at the right conditions and the right antenna with this, no problem at all. And you can definitely listen to all the local chatter. It's got great ears on it. And you know what? What are we looking at? Probably probably a $50 radio. I mean, I'd probably sell it for like $50. I mean, and it makes somebody a great little, and it's nice. I mean, it's pretty. And I have to say, it's nice and hardy. Great find, great find. Yeah, definitely a nice one to have in the collection. Anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I kind of did it a little bit different this time. Kind of did it from down in tuning it instead of looking at the meters, and then kind of went back and looked at the meters afterwards. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, give me a like, and please subscribe to the channel and hit that bell. Have a great day. This is Electron Man.